Hey, it's Preacher here. Day after Thanksgiving. It's my day off. To be honest with you, I've been off all week. I try to take most of the week of Thanksgiving off. My wife and kids are home, so I like to be home with them. Like to hunt during that time. They like to sleep in. I get up early, go hunting. Come back, we spend the middle of the day together. If we don't have anything going in the evening, I go hunting again. Problem is today, it started raining Thanksgiving night. It's been raining all day, hard at times, and it's supposed to rain all night and most of the day tomorrow. So my hunting's going to be very limited, if at all, between now and Sunday. Doubt I even go. So I had a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but I had a few coins that I'd picked up metal detecting in September, and I just kind of put them in a little tub and never really dealt with them. So today I thought I'd sort them out and go through them, and I'll show you what I do with my finds. I'm not a serious metal detector hunter. I'm not a serious treasure hunter. I mainly go to parks, a few old house sites, and I only do it when I can't hunt, or for some reason the fishing's bad, we've got too much water, or it's the heat of summer and fish are really kind of inactive. And that's when I metal detect. So these are the finds that I found at 2 parks on one trip to each park. I went to a playground at a local school, and I went to an old home site dated back to around 1900. They tore the house down and they were fixing to level the property up. And a friend of mine invited me over to hunt it. We hunted it about an hour. I wish we could have spent about a half a day there, but an hour is all we had. And made a couple of nice finds there. Anyways, I want to show you my finds, and I want to show you how I store mine. Maybe give you some ideas for what to do with some of the stuff you find. So let's take a minute, and I'll show you what I found on these 4 hunts. All these hunts combined might have totaled 5 hours. Might have spent about an hour at each spot. So this is what I found in about 5 hours. I didn't set any records. Just typically what I would find on a normal couple or 3 metal detecting hunts. So let's take a look at them. Okay, let's start with the best of my finds, I would say. I found a 1926 Mercury dime. Found that at the old house site that was going to be taken down, along with a 1945 Wheatie, and didn't really do much cleaning on it, just kind of left it the way it is. That was probably the 2 oldest, nicest things I found. Between the parks and everything, found a total of $4, 16 quarters, $4 in quarters, $2.40 in dimes, 8 nickels totaling 40 cents. Found 18 solid copper pennies. I separate my copper pennies for some reason. Somebody said if they ever decommission the copper pennies, you could sell them for scrap value and they'd be worth more than a penny. So I keep all my copper pennies separate. Then I found $37 pennies in clad. And clad pennies, some of them look really rough, but anyways, I don't dig them all the time when they ring up. So I just kind of left them there. Found a really cool car. Always like finding Matchbox cars. Seems like I find one about every 5 trips in a park. Seems like I'll find a car. Found an interesting key. I believe this is a safety deposit box key. So, of course, pull tabs. Find a lot of pull tabs. Don't always dig them. I know I probably pass over gold, but it's not my thing. Every once in a while I'll find a bottle cap and I'll keep it. Thought this was interesting. This is a pressed coin. This is a pressed coin, and I know you probably can't read it or see it, but it is from President McKinley Library in Canton, Ohio. Thought that was pretty interesting. Found it in western Arkansas, of all places. Nice water hose nozzle. I think it's still good enough to use. Found that at the old home place. Eyeballed a ring. I'm sure that's really valuable. And door handle facing. A friend of mine found that, and he was going to leave it there. I said, I'll give it to me. I'll come up with something to do with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But anyways, All the rest of it I found. I think this is a fuse of some kind, maybe a part to something electrical. I have no idea. And then over in the corner, so just all the question then becomes, what do you do with all the junk? Well, all my clad coins, I throw in this big tub. And I don't know where I got this at. I think this is a big cup. And I just throw my clad in there. So whenever I get done, I take all my pennies. Take all my pennies, put them in there with the rest. Whenever this thing fills up, I'll cash them in. My copper coins, now I keep them separate, and I have probably a half a butter bowl full of copper pennies. I'll set those aside. All my nickels, clad dimes, they go in here. When I fill this up, I cash it in. This will hold about, depending on how many pennies, I mean it varies. This cup, pretty good size. I think it's like 30 ounces or something, 28 ounce cup. It'll hold around $100 generally, if I have a lot of silver coins in it. Then my nicer coins, like my mercury and my wheat penny, coins that I would want to keep, I'll set them aside and store them with the coins. But what do you do with the Matchbox cars and with the water nozzle and with the safety deposit key? That's really the question. So what I came up with is this. These are Utes pretzel containers. It says Utes on the top. And it comes with a snack mix in it. And I try to get as much of all the labeling off as I can. And anything I think might be of interest, I just put it in there. So I have like a couple old beer caps, comb, number of keys. I think down at the bottom there's some Matchbox cars in there. Anyways, you can't see what's in the middle, but you can look around the edges and find some different things. I think that's a clock winding key. And this is junk. It's not worth anything to anybody, but it makes a cool piece, and it kind of reminds me of all the different odds and ends I've found when I fill that up. I get another one. Anything I think I might be of value or be interested in, I just stick it in this container. And it kind of makes for a conversation piece. I usually just leave it laying around on my reloading table or on the dresser. And find all kinds of interesting things. And that's where I'll end up putting some of this stuff. And then the scrap metal, I'll end up just throwing it away. I mainly carried it out so I didn't find it on the next trip. But that's pretty much what I do. And like I said, I don't metal detect a lot, but when I go, I find a few interesting things. Never found any gold, but I have found some silver, and I found a lot of coins, and I'm not getting rich, but I might be paying for half my gas. So there you have it. Part of what I did on my day off. Sort through and count all my metal detecting finds. I know it wasn't exciting. I know we didn't go shoot anything. But sometimes on your day off, you have to do the boring and the mundane. You have to go through and sort out what you find. It's one thing to bring it home. It's another to keep up with it once you're done. And today's that we got one more week of deer season. After this weekend, we have a full week. And I'm going to try to do some hunting in the evenings next week. Get gun deer season out of the way. My focus will probably shift straight to coyotes. I've killed a couple coyotes already. I think I've killed 4 coyotes so far this year. I'll take the camera along, see if I can't get some footage of some coyotes coming in. I've actually carried the camera a few times to a box stand and where I can set it up and look over a food plot. But when I've brought the camera, I've had deer at the far end of the field and you don't get good footage. I've had deer late at night, right before dark, when the camera won't pick them up well. I've seen deer almost every time I've gone, but I haven't had the camera with me. It's just, that's one of those things I guess I'm having to learn how to do. But the main thing is I just want to keep up with what I do on my days off so that I don't just sit around and do nothing. I need to be productive. So that's the whole purpose of my channel, is to kind of keep me productive and doing things on my day off. And if what I'm doing on the day off interests you, well, keep up with it, subscribe to it, send me a comment. Let me know what you're doing on your day off. Thanks for watching.